Well, welcome. I heard you'd be coming, but I didn't imagine you would be quite like that. What do I mean? Well, no offense, Your Highness, but you seem a bit scrawny. Perhaps I'm just a bit too idealistic when I think of what another ruler should be like. Well, of course I expected you to be bigger and stronger and taller. Any ruler that's worth their salt is tough enough to defend themselves and their kingdom. Oh, don't let the lace fool you. I may be a proper princess, but I am perfectly capable of self-defense and protecting my kingdom. Can you say the same? I mean, after all, you are not there in your kingdom. You're out here gallivanting around looking for a bride. What if someone attacked while you were away? Did you ever consider that? I certainly hope you left someone capable in charge. Although I could never imagine leaving someone else in charge of my kingdom. Yes, I'm aware that has given me a reputation of someone who never leaves the palace, never attends galas and various parties in other kingdoms. A bit of an antisocial princess, but I do not care. My number one priority is my kingdom, and nothing else really matters. Well, I do enjoy sword fighting, but enjoyment or not, it is a means to an end. The end of any of my enemies, that is. I do hope you will never become one of them. Yes, that's a bit of a threat and a bit of a promise. Just, remember the truce agreement between our kingdoms, will you? Now, as for why you're here. Oh yes, I have heard many things about your journey. I may be isolated, but news does reach me. Well, I have plenty of people that go out and learn things and report back. Sure, I suppose you could call them spies. I consider them to be information gatherers, my eyes and ears on the world, so that I never have to leave this fortress. Well, you're most likely wasting your time here. I don't think I could be persuaded to be your bride. You are a weak prince who gallivants around all the kingdoms and attends all of the parties, and as we established already, that is far from my lifestyle of choice. Never will you ever hear anyone say the Princess Gilda of the South is a partygoer, or a traveler, or lazy. If the shoe fits, Your Highness. Well, I can't stop you from doing things your way. Your kingdom is your own to govern as you see fit, or as you don't see fit, since you're never there, it seems. Oh, really? Why didn't you just send letters to all of these eligible princesses and then wait for a response? That seems far more efficient, I think. Really, there's no need to ever leave your castle. You can correspond through the mail. You can send people out to gain information for you. You'll always be in the center of things for when your kingdom needs you, and if you do have time that you don't need to dedicate to the kingdom, there's plenty of things to do within your own Fencing, reading. There's there's countless things. I can't think of them all right now. My point is, I have no intention of changing this lifestyle. If you did somehow convince me to marry you, then you would be the one that would have to change. I understand if you feel this is unreasonable, but I feel that your request is unreasonable. If I were to be your bride, then you would be required to remain in the kingdom. To be actually in charge. Imagine that. Ideally, were I to wed anyone, we would rule side by side and remain in our kingdom at all times in order to protect it. But this is all useless to talk about. There's no way I would marry you. You are far too weak to do anything. I understand if you are offended, but facts are facts. Look, can you even hold a sword? Well, you seem to just barely have a grasp of it, don't you? Goodness, look at those weak muscles. Tell me, how much have you trained to protect your kingdom? Do you leave everything up to the knights? That's foolhardy. And what would you do if the knights failed you? What would you do if you were face to face with a threat and no one else was there to protect you? Foolish, foolish. Oh my goodness. Well, before I could even consider your proposal, you would have to at least learn basic sword fighting skills. Can you show me what you know? Oh, no, stop, I was afraid of that. That's... I wonder, just how far did your education go in that area? Yes, I didn't think it went much further than that. I know that you were most likely required to learn up to that level. You didn't have to quit right after. Don't tell me you disliked it. Oh, goodness. Sword fighting is perhaps my greatest pleasure. I couldn't imagine not knowing how to defend myself with a sword. There's so much to be learned beyond that level. It worries me greatly. I don't worry for you, I worry for your kingdom. Should you fall, as you inevitably would, under an attack, what would become of it? Perhaps I should take it off your hands. Well, I'd say there's only one thing to be done for you. You have to learn. If you do decide to pursue this further, this foolish notion of marriage, then come back when you've learned to fight. Because only then would I ever consider. Do you understand, Your Highness? Why don't I teach you a little bit of what I know? Oh, don't worry. I'll go easy on you. Now, allow me to draw my sword.